All right, what's up, guys? It is Memorial Day, May 27th, 2024. All the parades are canceled for me. It's raining here. A bunch of different things are canceled, so I'm just trying to do all my prep work now so I can relax later. I think we're gonna go out later, get some dinner, figure out some plans. So for now, just doing my pre-market prep, but it's gonna be a pre-open prep, right? We don't even have the Asia session or the London session here. So I'm just going to prep this and then see how it works out by the morning and then go from there. But I just want to kind of get ahead of it now so we can start the week off right. Looking at the daily here, we have potentially, we do have a trend line here coming up. As you can see, I have this charted. We have a potential overshoot off of this, retrace back down, continue. We are approaching potentially the top of the range or the channel up here. We did have this range, we have this range. So there's an entire range in this area, right? Somewhere in here, up here included. This is that choppiness we've been dealing with for a while. We have broken out of that. But let's just go over, I say this all the time, and this is little eBay notification there. This might be an ideal scenario for bulls moving forward if they can continue this. The top of this channel here is not set in stone, right? On a bullish trend, it's not set in stone. It could be up here. Top of the channel could be up here, right? I like to use the midline to determine where the top of the channel is going to be. I mean, it could be all the way up here. But let's just go ahead. Let's connect the midline somewhere in the middle here. Maybe we're about right here. This also could be adjusted. That could have been a little bit of, those could have been just little overshoots right there. We're connecting here. I do like this one, so I might watch this one moving forward. And if that's the case, we have a decent amount of room above if we connect up here. Just using it for reference, not using it to trade off of, just trying to see overall on the higher time frame, on the daily, what's happening, right? So if we picture this is a channel, right? This is moving up, moving to the right. This is the channel. We are going to connect this right here, right? I'm going to leave this on the chart as a trend line so I can have this to reference later. I'm going to leave the whole channel on. No reason not to. Just so I can see the midline potential area for profit taking, etc. But for now, we're going to copy this. We're just going to copy that, get rid of it. So we held previous all-time highs. We broke below, and then we swung higher, right? But what I look at on this is a beautiful setup. Kind of upset that I missed it, but what are you going to do? It's not... I'm not perfect here. So what we did was bullish into a trading range, right? Bullish into our trading range, as you can see. Break below the range, trapping in those sellers, and then gives this slingshot effect to the upside. So that's exactly what this is, right? We bullish into a trading range, break higher, slingshot, trap those bears down there, trying to swing, and then we break to the upside, right? And if we have our channel there, this trend line, you can see that we attempted to sell off of it, failed to make a lower low on the daily, and then we ripped higher. So this is actually an ideal setup now on the daily for the bulls. Bullish into a trading range, trap below, slingshot up. So, moving forward with this one, this is going to be a range break. We're going to look for measured moves. On the daily, I'm going to be looking for measured moves. We have reached a lot of measured move targets recently because we've been having a lot of range breaks and continuation. So here's our daily. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for the breakout leg. Then we're going to look for the pullback. And once we get the pullback, we're going to measure move, double it, or not double it, but we're going to just copy paste, right? So if this is the breakout, let's say we come all the way up here. We're going to look to retest this range, potentially. I mean, we don't know how high we're going to go, right? Could go lower. Let's say we break out to about right here, and then we retrace back down. This is an ideal buying area. So I'm going to do break and retest. I'm looking for a break and retest here on the daily at some sort of a support area, right? Even better if we have a support on the top of the range, right? If the resistance turns into support, we have trend channel support. We have the diagonal channel here, the diagonal trend line on the channel as support. We're going to be looking at that as a breakout retest. Then I'm going to be going to look long. It is the daily, so obviously you can't just slap long on that, but I will refine that on a closer and faster time frame. And then once that happens, I'm taking this initial breakout leg. This initial breakout leg is going to be the measured move leg. Then this would be the target, right? This would be our measured move target. And those are awesome to trade off of, right? Those are great targets. That's a measured move target. Then we would also get a swing target, right? Usually the measured move is it's usually smaller than the swing, but for visual purposes here, we're gonna look at our swing target. We're gonna draw a box underneath the daily here. We'll make it a nice hot pink color just to see it on the chart. So here we go. This whatever swings below the range likes to swing above the range. So ultimately, we're looking for let's try to since we're try to make this as clean as possible because it's the daily. So all right, copy and paste, bring this above. This is going to be our swing target, right? And I'm actually going to leave this on my chart, and I'm going to reference this for a swing target. This will be a rotational swing. Wife's texting me. Swing target, right? So I'm going to have this in my chart. It's going to be swing target. I'm going to be looking for this to hit soon. That's going to be 19,671. That's the swing target and then measured move target. So we have two potentials. That's going to be our targets on the daily. That's my mindset. Simple enough. Bullish into a trading range, break below the range, slingshot up. We're going to want to hit our swing target and potentially the measured move target. But in order to get the measured move target, we're going to need a pullback and then continue. Until we get the pullback, we don't know how long, how large the measured move is going to be. So that's going to be my daily time frame right there. So I'm going to actually leave this on my daily. I'm going to change my data just to like 500 days instead of 1,000 days. Make it a little bit easier to load. So at least I have the channel doesn't show up properly on this, but what are you going to do? That's all right. Let's see if we can widen it. No, can't widen it. So I'll have to adjust that, make it so I can see it on this time frame. But that's going to be our daily right there. That's what I'm looking at. I'm going to go look over here at the hourly, 60 minute, and see what we see. 60 minute, I know I talked about this the other day. We have this area, bottom of the range area here. The overall balance, as you can see, this is very balanced here. We broke below, colored in a little bit, and we've continued higher. But this is going to be the daily time frame, right? If I go on the daily time frame and I copy that range and I paste it here, as you can see, that's where it is. That's this range right here. All I did was I copied it off of the daily time frame. Go to our daily, highlight this range, copy that, paste it. So Let's zoom out on the 60 minute, see what we're seeing. Let's add a little bit more data just to view it. Go 150 days. So on my hourly time frame, we were bullish and we continued higher, right? This is on the daily, you saw that, right? On the daily, you see it break below and we continue higher. So daily time frame showing bullish, very bullish setup right now on the daily time frame. The shorter time frames, we did reach out the other day to the downside. Measured move target. We actually came back, retested the range actually multiple times. As you can see, we're holding the top of the range on the daily, on the 60 minute. So we're holding there. This little range here, you can't really see it, but let me get rid of it. But we know there's a range here that we've been holding and we're continuing. We have smaller ranges here on the hourly that we can zoom into on smaller time frames that we can trade off of. Same thing, swing up, swing below, bullish into a trading range, break below. You know, so not the cleanest action, but we've been making higher highs and higher lows all the way up here, right? So we're looking, obviously, target now for bulls, going to be breaking a higher high. So we have our higher lows. We did trap here. This is a beautiful trap. Anybody down here got trapped. This nice little liquidity sweep here. Anybody below here got trapped. So this was side. We're looking to break new high. That's going to be key here, making a new higher high, which will continue. Right, breaking a new higher high. But now let's go ahead. Let's look at the moves that have been happening on this 60-minute time frame. We had a strong move up. A little bit of a pullback here. Not the strongest, but a decent move up. I mean, we're still talking 18,630 all the way up to 18,752. So almost a 100-point move here. And then we ranged, broke down, came back up. Deep pullback, right? Deep pullback. That deep pullback was what was needed in order to continue this higher. So right now, everything's looking bullish. I'm not seeing any really reversal patterns on a higher time frame right now. We're going to want to break this high here and see how high we can go. We don't know if this is going to be... Let's look at the daily one last time. Where's our daily? Here's our daily. Let's look at the daily one last time. We're going to copy and... Not really copy and paste the range. Let's just go back. We'll make this a higher time frame. We'll go back up here to 1,000 days. I'm very curious to see where this trend line matches up on the daily in comparison to the 60-minute. So 60-minute, I have a trend line coming up this way, I believe. What am I showing? Okay, 60-minute, I have the trend. I have this move here on the channel, right? This move here is my 60-minute channel. Okay. Just wanted to see that real quick, just to, for my sentiments, just so I can kind of stay on top of what is actually going on the 60-minute in comparison to the daily. So we have this, potentially this is going to be the high of the channel. So far we've tested it once, twice. Could be a little bit lower, could be down here, right? We could have had a couple overshoots that came back down into the range, or the channel. We're going to see. I'm going to keep it up here, just sentiment. Midline's matching up nicely. I like that midline, bouncing off of it, rejecting off of it in different areas. Actually just pretty much bouncing off of it all the way up. So we're looking to make higher highs on this. Bullish. It's a very bullish move. We might come back down and retest the top of the daily range. And that would be I'd be looking for some sort of a V bottom here, right? Now that we have the higher time frame measured move and swing target on the daily time frame, right? Potentially measured move targets. Once we get that pullback, we know how far that measured move will go. We do have this swing below this daily range, so we know where the daily swing target's going to be. So we have that. But now let's go ahead and start thinking about execution and how to enter on these, right? this line right here. So right down in this area. So I'm going to look for, if we pull back and we touch down here, I'm looking for a few things. I'm looking for two specific patterns of V-bottom, right? I'm looking for, sellers to come down, make it very convincing, and then buyers to just V-bottom up, right? When the V-bottom happens, I know we have noticed a reoccurring pattern recently. V-bottom into a little bit of consolidation, and then a rip, right? That's a nice little V-bottom pattern we've been seeing recently. I haven't really hit too many of those trades. But with a V-bottom, if we do that, what I want to do is I want to buy, but I don't want to buy if I miss the V-bottom, right? This is a small size trade. You can't go large size because we could still rip down into this range here. But if we do V-bottom off of the top of this range, I'm going to look for trap setups, right? When I say trap setups, I'm looking for this to V-bottom and then form some sort of a trap. I know I post this pattern all the time, but that would be the most ideal scenario for me if I miss the V-bottom, getting in for the long trade. And that's just you pull back, you make a higher high, pull back below this swing, trapping these bears in, and then continue higher. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. Essentially, if we V-bottom there on like the 60-minute time frame, that's what I'm going to be looking for. The other one I'm looking for, test down here, and then sellers to try a few times, can't do it, and then break out, right? And I would be looking for stop losses above this area. So I would be looking to enter on a kind of a breakout trade where the sellers can't bring price down, and I can clearly see them somewhere on the footprint chart right here. And then when that happens, it forms usually in a buy imbalance above this area. So I would have like a buy imbalance or a stacked buy imbalance where I would watch this area where we break out from, and it would become, let's say, a stacked imbalance, right? Which means at multiple levels, at each tick moving higher, there are more buyers coming in than sellers, way more aggressively, right? Let's say you have 30 contracts on the ask and on the bid, which means sellers are slapping the bid and buyers are slapping the ask. So you're getting, let's say, 30 on the bid, which means 30 aggressive contracts sold. Then you get, let's say, 150 on the ask. That's an imbalance, 30 to 50. That is, 5 times the amount? That's a good imbalance there. And when I in a row, moving higher, that creates what's called a stacked imbalance. And then if that happens, I'm looking for that pullback to that stacked imbalance, right? So I will initially enter a trade here. I will take some off into strength. I will leave a runner. 99% of the time, the runner is going to pull back and get stopped out, break even. But when that happens, I'm going to look for that stacked imbalance. I'm going to look for that breakout pullback, right? Same thing, breakout, pullback. But I'm going to look for the stop out to come back, pull back, and then from here, I look for two things, right? I look for a blast, right? This is a seller failure strength or a blast, right? I look for it to blast. When it blasts off, that gives me all the conviction in the world to continue long. And then once it blasts off, you don't want to buy up here because that's pretty high. What do I look for? If I'm buying high in a bull trend, I look for the trap pattern. Trap below this swing, and then continue higher. One of my favorite is buy high and then have it pull back on me. And also it gives me something to pay attention to. this area is going to be a key area for me, right? If we sellers try a couple times, they can't do it, we pull back, and then we battle it out here. If buyers lose this area now, I am not going to go long, right? I am not going to go long. And I actually have clear areas where I am going to, let's say we break out, we pull back, we battle, buyers can't do it. I have a clear area where this now might bring us right back into this range. That's what I'm watching. If they break below here, most of the time they break below the stacked imbalance, and then they retest it, and if they can't do it, then we go lower, right? Simple enough. I want to see that stacked imbalance, and I want to see the reaction there. I want to trade off of that. That's where order flow comes in very handy with price action with these setups. So that's what I'm watching here on the 60 minute. We can continue to just grind higher and just keep grinding higher. And if we keep grinding higher, what do? How can I buy this? I look for a trap, right? Just a little bit of a higher high, pull back below, and then continue. I look for that trap. It's a momentum trade. It's not a trade you hold all day long. You get that profit in, and then you take it and you go, right? But this is the high we're looking to break. We're looking to make a new high. Other things, right? This could be the breakout V bottom, and now we're just starting to blast, right? This might be the strength move up. If we come up here, I'm looking for grinding, let's say. We look by those traps. Or if it goes all the way up here, I look for that deep pullback. About a measured move, right? So you want about a measured move. So you want this leg here to be equal to this leg, but you also want this second leg to be a little bit longer than this first one. That gives you that deep pullback and not, an equidistant move. That's what I'm looking at here on my hourly. So I really have no bias. I am looking more bullish because of that daily, that daily range, break below, swing, and break above, right? So I am looking more bullish. Why not? The market's been just ripping higher, ripping higher, ripping higher, and ripping higher. No reason not to look to the upside. But with that being said, I got to trade responsibly and not just slap everything going long. 5-minute chart, what do we have? Some nice swings through these days, right? Nice big moves. Today they got a decent move, right? They got a, 850 all the way up to 950. So 100-point move today. Not bad. Not bad. Low volume. I didn't trade. This is the first time I'm looking at the charts. Let's go over to the 4,000 tick chart. Let's take a look at that. See what we're looking at. See what we're working with. This was me the other day. I put, don't get convinced of shorts. Look to buy until below. The reason why I put that is I was looking for that deep pullback. We got that deep pullback, and then we're going higher. I have my highs connected here, and then I'm doing it in reverse, connecting my lows, right? So I'm looking at this channel here to hold midlines. Nice. I'm long bias on the 4,000 tick chart as long as we're staying above here. Got to be careful though, because once we start looking at these scenarios and situations, we got to remember that sellers are going to want to try to sell as high as possible. We are currently, if you look at this is a move down, pullback, lower low. Everybody up here could potentially get trapped. Am I going to be trading the downside here? No, because we're in quite a bullish move. But anybody in this area above this swing here is potentially trapped. But we already had that, right? We've already hit that trap to make this low. So are they going to trap again there? I don't like doing a trap in the same spot multiple times, right? So we had this move down. Right there. We had this move down. Hold on. Right here. We had this move down. We pulled back. Made a lower low. We pulled back above, right? Pulled back above here. And then that trap gave us the nice sell-off for the deep pullback. So I'm not looking for this area to trap. I'm not looking to go short in this area. I'm going to kind of wait it out uh, as we're breaking above. This is a very nice bullish move up today that we had on low volume and from overnight. And this is a nice move up. There's no reason to short this. I was trying to go long the other day here. Got chopped up a little bit, right? Had the right idea. I wanted to see this swing taken out, but now that we took it out over today, could be interesting to see how we play out overnight. That's what I'm looking at here. But sellers are going to try to convince you that it's going lower, and that's what's killing a lot of people in this market. Only way long term I can be a seller in this market, we come down here, we pull back, and then you got to get that nice move down. It's got to be very convincing. Can't just be convincing like this to me. That's not convincing enough. I need that initial pull down. Okay, we got the deep pullback, but now we need to see continuation. We need that continuation, breaking some sort of a channel structure, breaking key zones here. This area here, key zone, had to break, retest it, let's say, retest it, and then continue lower. That gives me the conviction to actually start going for the downside. But right now, obviously, this is very bullish. So right now, kind of just gonna watch that trap area on the. This is what I'm watching here, right? This area here. I'm watching this area, and I'm gonna put here. Watch, don't short. Watch, don't short. That's all I'm looking at going into tomorrow. So we got our 60-minute. Let's go over here to our 1,000 tick chart. We are not in a momentum market. We are in a buy the dip style market. And I have switched to a 1,000 tick to try to keep myself in check where I'm not going to get chopped up on the 500 tick chart, right? Same thing, move up. We have a pullback, right? These are measured moves, right? So this leg is the same as equal to this leg. We did a little bit more, gave us that deep pullback. This is not really an overshoot here. This channel is not really an overshoot. We probably have this going on here. Not really an overshoot. This is probably going on here. And we broke. I mean, we do have all this downside to retest if we want to, right? If you're looking at this channel. If you're looking at this trend line, we do have a lot of downside to potentially retest down here. But we got our swing rotate. We got our rotational swing on the 1,000 tick chart. I'm going to take this off. I am going to just show you the rotational swing. We have bullish into a trading range, broke below. What do? If you look to the left, this was a bullish move into a trading range. Break below, slingshot up. What goes above the range goes below the range, right? So now that we know, we almost ticked directly to it, almost took it out, but I would say that's objective complete because nothing is going to be to the tick. This area here that I had was a stacked imbalance, right? There was a sellers. There was a stacked, was it a stacked buy imbalance? Can't remember. It was either a stacked sell imbalance or a buy imbalance. I have it green, so maybe it's a buy imbalance. Either way, irrelevant. All it is this area here had an imbalance of either buyers or sellers, right? We came back, we broke it, retested, and we held. That area obviously is going to be a key area. There was a lot of aggression on one side. So we held it, made a new high on the day, and then sold off into power hour. And then what do? We retested the bottom of the range, right? The break, retest, try, and now we're going to rally, right? So as this area here, as long as this area holds, I'm going to keep this on my chart for a little bit, just to know that this was an area of a stacked buy imbalance or sell imbalance. As you can see, support turned into resistance. Maybe we're going to come back, retest it. Who knows? But on the 1,000 tick, that's what I'm watching right now. Let's go ahead and start drawing some structures here on the 1,000 tick chart, just to kind of keep it into consideration. This range has broken and has held, right? I'm going to leave it just for a little bit longer, maybe another day or so, just to see how it plays out. But, here's our channel down. Here's our channel. Widen it, widen it, widen it. We make it all the way down here. Are we going to come all the way back down here and retest this? That's quite a sell-off, right? Quite a sell-off, but that, I always got to take that into consideration, right? We have that 4,000 tick trap area. I'm saying watch, don't short. Just watch. Be careful. Too much of a bullish move, right? This V bottom here, pull back, and we're going to continue higher. Like if you look at the 4,000 tick chart, what is this? V bottom, pull back, higher high, break below, rip, trap, trapped area here. It's a beautiful trap. Nice for the move higher. I'm going to leave this on my chart just to remember that potentially these sellers here got trapped, and now we might break through these smarter sellers that sold a little bit higher. There might be a couple still sitting here. So I'm going to keep that into consideration. So yeah, we might pull all the way back because of this trap area here that we're inside of, but I don't know. So maybe we'll sell all the way off, but this is a nice move higher here. Higher range, break below the range, rally. We'll see what happens. But that's what I got right now. Do I want to take this on my chart? I'm just going to, I'll leave this on my chart for now. Just moving into tomorrow. This is going to be my London areas, so I'll bring them up higher. What do we have? What kind of structures do we have here? Did we break to the right? Took out the high, widen it? Are we going to do price action that way? Midline's looking okay. Yeah, we're going to have to do that for now because we don't have significantly higher highs, right? I can't really do significantly higher highs like this way. That doesn't really work too well because, it's too deep. Like this is an obvious, clear structure right here. Because we're making higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher lows, higher high, right? So we're going to have to kind of look at maybe this structure was taken out. Maybe we were bullish here. Maybe we were bullish into a trading range, break below the range, and now we're going to maybe create a new structure higher that I can trade off of, right? That's what I don't want my 1,000 tick structures to be too big because then I'm waiting for a bigger setup on the 1,000 tick chart, and then I'm going ahead and I'm entering either too early based off of the 1,000 tick chart, and then I get chopped up when it should be really like a 4,000 tick chart structure. So right now I'm just going to leave this as is. If I find a structure here on the 1,000 tick chart, I'm going to chart it. But for now, we know we have potentially a trading range here, right? I'm going to watch this area here. Potentially a trading range. Just going to watch it because we, swung above, swung below. There might be something inside of there, but we did break out. So for now, we're in breakout mode right now. Buyers are just buying this up. We held this stacked imbalance, and we are continuing. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at now. Who knows what happens during Asian and London session, but I kind of wanted to just look at this chart during this little bit of time and then go from there. So we shall see what happens moving forward, and that's it. So good luck tomorrow, guys. Hope you guys had a great Memorial Day. Enjoy it. If you guys have nice weather, touch some grass, and we'll see how this week goes. All right.